Dandadan episode 6 now out. Let's talk about it. Okay, so the newest episode of Dandadan is now officially out for you guys to go and check out. And this week's episode was an absolute banger again. I am just loving Dandadan right now. It just continuously gets better and better and better. Now, in this episode, we get details into what Turbo Granny actually did with Okura's balls. What did he actually do? And what are the consequences if some human was able to get them? And how that would impact their life. So we get a lot of things. We get introduced to a new spirit in this episode as well that they must fight. We get introduced to new characters. And yeah, this was just a lot of fun this episode. So, firstly, let's get into the relationship building that they are doing with Okura and Momo. Because to me, it is just getting better and better. The way that these characters are written and the way their relationship is written is very relatable to, I think, a lot of people in general. Because you have Okura, who is very happy that he's made a new friend in Momo. And obviously he's gone through this traumatic experience with her. So he has something there, a connection, a close connection with her. But when he gets to school here, and another guy goes up to him and says, "Oh, are you and Momo a thing?" And he says, "No, not really, we're not." And he's like, "Cool, can you put in a word for me? Because she's kind of cute." And this is where Okura starts to, have flashes of her and be like, you know what? I actually do find her attractive. I actually do. And now he thinks, I've been so caught up with having a friend that I've totally just been blinded to that I actually find this woman to be attractive. And then when the guy makes a mention about a rumor going around about her being something along the lines of putting out for anyone, Okura does not want to hear that at all. So Okura starts to transform into Turbo Granny's form that he has and starts to really say, like, who made this up? Like, getting serious, man. Because when he goes in that form, we know he is like this serious person. And then he obviously drops that and then walks back to his desk. And this is where he starts thinking, like, oh my god, like, what? And to find out Turbo Granny, who's in the cat, is there in his bag. So he goes out, and this is where we find out that, Momo hears about this, about him standing up for her. So she is now like, well, but why is he avoiding me? Because now he finds out that he's attracted to her. So this dynamic that they're building and this relationship between them is fantastic because it's so relatable. How many times have you been in school and you found someone very attractive and you try to avoid them because you're embarrassed because you don't want to tell them that you find them attractive? Like, it happens way more often than you actually think within high schools and even in adults and stuff like that. You find a girl and you're like, damn, she's really attractive, but you just don't have the courage to go up and speak to her and tell her that. So you kind of avoid her, but then you kind of makes it look like you're not interested. So I'm loving how it's realistic and it's developing into this fantastic relationship that they have. Now, when we get introduced back into the new character with the pink hair, we find out that she actually has one of Okura's balls. Now, the thing that Turbo Granny says about this is they are gold plated now. They're like completely gold sphere. Any human that has them and holds it or touches it is able to see spirits. So this is where we get the flashback of her actually holding it, finding it for the first time, and she's seeing all the spirits and everything like that happen. And with her having it, she can see that Momo is able to use her kinetic, like, psychological, whatever powers that she has, psychic powers, and she actually sees the form of the hands. This indicates to her that she is a demon, that she is evil, and that she has been chosen by the higher powers to extinguish that because of her beauty. Which is such a fun thing to do with this character, and I'm really, really enjoying that. But Turbo Granny also says that the person that is interacting with this can also have the spirit see them. And this is where we get introduced to the new spirit. This woman, dressed in red, coming along the pitch. And she can see her, but no one else can see her. So this is where she devises the plan that she's going to get Momo after school. She's going to try and destroy her because she's a demon, and she thinks that this spirit is attached to her. So when they go and do this, obviously Okura turns up and sees that, and he's like, quick, she's not the crazy lady that we're talking about. This is not the one that's coming. And at the moment, Momo, who's tied up, is like, no, she's got your balls, man. We need to stop this. Next thing you know, this spirit, the woman comes out and grabs her. And this is where we find out more about this spirit. And, oh man, the design of this spirit is freaking awesome. It looks creepy, man. If I saw this spirit in real life, I would be shitting myself. It just looks crazily creepy. It looks like a weeping woman who's lost a child, who's looking for the child, and is willing to do anything to get it. And it is not a pleasant spirit, this one. And so this is where we see, she's like, you called me mummy once. And now she's attached to her, and she's like, I've been waiting for you to see me again. So obviously we have some indication that she's able to see spirits when she was a kid. So I think we're going to get more along that. But then obviously Okura transforms and tries to fight. He gets eaten. And then, obviously she refuses to call her mummy again, so she gets eaten. And then Momo tries to fight, but she's obviously tied behind her, hands behind her back, so she can't. Next thing you know, she gets eaten. And this is where Turbo Granny starts to explain to the spirit and stuff like that, because, what you did is you swallowed some of your hair as well while you had her. And that thing, the cross, is actually a lighter. So then you see her start to catch fire, which was animated absolutely brilliant. Like the blue fire just looked fantastic. And then she spits them all back out. And this is where we have Okura and Momo, who are ready now to do battle with the spirit. And that's where it ends. So this was another great episode. Obviously, we're getting more character development, more relationship development. The story is progressing. We get introduced to new characters. I feel like this new character that we just got introduced is going to play a major role moving forward. We also understand now that these balls of Okura that Turbo Granny has created with this gold plate, they have abilities that could be detrimental to a human being. And we get introduced to this new spirit, and we're starting to get some more, lore backstory to spirits and stuff like that, which I'm really, really enjoying. So, yeah, this was another banger of an episode, man. I had a lot of fun with it. I was laughing. I was cheering. This was so much fun. And I can't wait to see how this fight's going to end with this new spirit and how they're going to tackle it. I just love it when Okura transforms, man. It's just so badass. So, let me know what you guys think of the new episode of dandadan. Did you guys enjoy it or did you not? Smash it down in the comment section below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.